Salath rolled across the outlands like broken bones dragged across stone. Sharp, greedy, and far too confident for a land that already knew his name. Hyenas scattered at the sound, not in fear, but in excitement, because when Janja laughed like that, it meant one thing. Someone else was about to lose something, and he was about to gain everything. Prane. From the highest ridge of the outlands, King Janja looked toward the Pride Lands with hunger burning brighter than his eyes. Calculating not survival, not balance, but profit. Greed had finally made him bold. Kion felt it before the first border was crossed. The wind carried the wrong scent, thick with too many bodies moving with purpose. This wasn't a raid. This wasn't a challenge. It was a harvest. Janja wasn't coming to fight the Pride Lands. He was coming to strip it, piece by piece, until nothing was left but weakness. They're moving in groups, Ono reported from above. Wings tense. Large ones. Organized foolies. Ears flattened. That's new. Besht shifted his weight. Uneasy. Hyenas don't organize like that unless someone's promised them something. Kion's jaw tightened. He knew exactly what that something was. Janja promised them everything. The first signs appeared fast. Hunting grounds vanished overnight, claimed by force and marked with jagged laughter echoing through the plains. Water sources were surrounded, not blocked, but taxed. Janja demanded payment in food. Territory, obedience. Animals who refused weren't attacked. They were watched, followed, drained, until fear forced them to give in. Greed was patient. From his new throne of stolen stone, Janja basked in control. Why fight? He sneered to his followers, when you can make them starve for saying no. The Lion Guard intervened as quickly as they could, but every time they stopped one group, two more succeeded elsewhere. Janja had learned something dangerous. Power didn't need to crush, it only needed to collect. The first confrontation happened at a watering hole crowded with desperate animals. Janja lounged at the edge, smirking as hyenas ringed the water. "Toll's gone up," he said lazily. "Because I can." Kion stepped forward. "Leave." Now, Janja laughed loudly, deliberately. "You don't own this land." "No," Kion replied. "But you don't get to sell it." Janja's eyes gleamed. "Watch me." The fight erupted instantly, but Janja didn't stay. He never stayed. While the Lion Guard scattered his forces, Janja retreated, already counting what he'd gained. Even losing fights earned him profit. Every delay meant more fear, more animals paying to be left alone, Becht. At Pride Rock, tension thickened the air. "We stop him everywhere," Bunga argued. "Smash his crew." "Easy," Ono shook his head. "He's not here to win battles. He's here to drain resources." Kion stared out across the plains, realization settling heavily. He's turning survival into currency. That night, Janja made his move. He struck the heart of the Pride Lands, not with claws, but with hunger. Supply routes vanished. Prey herds were driven off course. Predators were baited into conflict, wasting energy fighting each other instead of him. The circle of life began to choke, twisted into competition by one simple truth. There wasn't enough anymore. Animals argued. Accusations spread. Old alliances frayed. Janja watched from afar, licking his chops as chaos did his work for him. "Greed doesn't need loyalty," he muttered. "Only desperation." The Lion Guard responded by protecting what they could, but cracks formed. For the first time, Kion felt the Pride Lands turning inward, each group guarding its own survival. The roar surged within him, sensing imbalance, offering a brutal solution. "End Janja, end everything." But Kion hesitated. because ending Janja wouldn't end greed. The breaking point came when Janja captured a key hunting ground and announced it publicly. "This land now feeds those who pay," he declared loudly. "And those who don't. Panic exploded. Kion confronted him at once, rage flashing in his eyes. "You're starving the Pride Lands?" Janja grinned wider. "No. I'm teaching them economics." The roar thundered. "Ready?" Kion felt it burning his chest, begging to shatter Janja's throne, scatter his followers, end the nightmare in one breath. Janja leaned in close, voice low. "Do it. Prove me right. Show them that power is all that matters." Kion froze. He saw it then, clear as the sun. Janja wanted destruction. Not because it helped him now, but because it would make him the only one prepared to profit afterward. Kion stepped back. Gasps rippled through the crowd. Janja blinked, confused. "What are you doing?" Kion turned to the animals gathered around, fear etched deep in their faces. "He's winning because we're fighting each other," Kion said clearly. "Brick, because greed only works when we believe there isn't enough for everyone." Janja snarled. "Lies," Kion continued. "The circle of life has always had enough. We're just letting him decide who deserves it." Something shifted. Animals looked at each other instead of Janja. Whispers changed tone. "Not fear. Thought." The Lion Guard moved then, not to attack Janja, but to open paths, escort herds, redistribute food, protect without demanding payment. They didn't take territory back by force. They made Janja's tolls meaningless. Janja watched in disbelief as his leverage vanished. "Stop them!" he roared. His followers hesitated. "Because greed only motivates when it pays." Then hyenas saw full bellies elsewhere. Safe passage without cost. Janja's promises lost value. One by one, his circle thinned. Control slipped through his claws like sand. Janja lunged at Kion in fury. "You think sharing beats hunger?" Kion met him, head-on every time. They clashed hard, but Janja fought wildly now, driven by desperation, not strategy. The Lion Guard closed in, coordinated, calm. No roar, no spectacle, just unity stripping greed of its power. Janja broke away, panting, eyes wide with something new. Fear. "You can't stop wanting," he hissed. "No," Kion said. "But we can stop letting it rule." Janja fled into the outlands, his empire collapsing behind him, his laughter gone, replaced by silence and empty stone. The Pride Lands didn't celebrate. They shared as food flowed freely again, as paths reopened, as trust slowly returned. Kion understood the lesson burned into this war. Greed hadn't lost because it was weak. It lost because it stood alone. And somewhere beyond the border, Janja knew the truth. He would never escape. You can steal land. You can steal food. But you can never steal a circle that refuses to break. The silence after Janja's retreat was uneasy, stretched thin like dry grass before a spark. The Pride Lands breathed again, but the breath was shallow, cautious, as if the land itself feared that relief might be temporary. Kion stood at the edge of the plains, watching animals share food and water freely. Yet something heavy pressed against his chest. Janja had run, not fallen, and a hyena driven by greed never stopped wanting. It only waited for a better angle. That angle came sooner than expected. Janja watched from the outlands with narrowed eyes, his mind working faster than his body ever could. He no longer needed territory. He no longer needed tolls. Those had been lessons. What he needed now was leverage that couldn't be shared away. The food won't divide them, he growled to himself. then fear will. He changed tactics overnight. Instead of surrounding resources, Janja began destroying them. Grazing fields were burned. Migration paths were blocked with rock slides. Water sources were poisoned just enough to make them unusable, not deadly, leaving thirst without martyrs. With the Lion Guard once redirected and protected, now there was nothing left to redirect to. Scarcity returned, sharper than before. Ono spotted the pattern first. "He's not taking," he warned. "He's removing." "Bests." Voice rumbled with concern. "That hurts everyone." "Even him," Kion's eyes darkened. "Not if he plans to sell the solution." Janja emerged again, louder than before, making sure everyone heard his offer. "Protection," he announced mockingly. "Safe routes, clean water, guaranteed prey. All you have to do is agree who's in charge." The effect was immediate. Animals hesitated. Sharing only worked when there was something left to share. Janja was betting that hunger would make unity expensive. All day, arguments flared again, not over greed, but survival. Some began whispering that maybe Janja's rule would at least be predictable. That was when Kion realized the danger had evolved. Greed was no longer the enemy. Desperation was duh. Lion Guard moved constantly, repairing what they could, escorting herds through dangerous ground, exhausting themselves trying to hold the circle together. For every fix took time, and Janja used that time perfectly. He spread rumors, half-truths, promises whispered to the most frightened. "You don't have to starve," he told them. "You just have to choose." The breaking moment came at a canyon crossing where multiple herds converged, each needing the same narrow path. Tension erupted into shouting, pushing, near panic. Janja watched from above, smiling as unity frayed without him lifting a claw. Kion stepped into the center, voice strong but calm. "There's room for everyone," he said. Janja laughed loudly. "There isn't. That's the point." The roar surged again, furious, sensing imbalance everywhere at once. Kion felt its pull stronger than ever. One blast could clear the canyon. Silence Janja, force order back into place. But order built on fear would collapse again. Instead, Kion did something harder. He waited. He let the arguments burn themselves out, stepping in only to prevent violence. Trusting the animals to see what Janja was doing. Minutes stretched painfully. Hunger growled. Fear pressed hard. Then one animal stepped aside, then another. Not because Kion ordered it. Because they chose it. Janja's smile faltered. He lunged into the open, rage flashing. "You're letting them suffer." Kion met him without flinching. "You're trying to profit from it." The fight that followed was brutal and messy, not the clean clashes of before. Janja fought like an animal, cornered, snapping, striking, refusing to retreat. Lion Guard struggled to contain him without overwhelming force, their exhaustion catching up fast. Janja snarled through clenched teeth. "You think generosity feeds everyone forever?" "No," Kion replied, straining. "But greed guarantees someone always starves." The guard shifted tactics, not surrounding Janja, but cutting off his influence. Ono exposed his lies from above. Fully dismantled supply stashes, Janja hid for leverage. Besht protected the weakest groups directly. Bunga drew Janga's attention again and again, preventing him from slipping back into the shadows. Slowly, painfully, Janga's control unraveled. His followers began questioning orders. Promises stopped sounding certain. Greed, without guaranteed reward, lost its shine. Janja realized it too late. He had burned too much. The land he wanted to rule no longer supported his strategy. Hunger hit his own ranks next. Loyalty evaporated faster than fear. When he finally retreated again, there was no laughter this time. Only snarled curses and empty threats fading into the outlands. The Pride Lands stood scarred but standing. Kion watched animals rebuild paths together. Sharing what little remained, not because it was easy, but because it was necessary. He felt pride, not in victory, but in endurance. Yet deep down, he knew the truth. Janja wasn't finished. A king driven by greed never stops wanting more. And the final lesson of this war had yet to be learned.